Here we go. This is the 7th grade math PARCC practice test calculator section. I'm going to try to fly through this pretty quick because there are 11 questions. A 4.5 ounce hamburger patty has 25.5 grams of protein, and 6 ounces of fish has 32 grams of protein. I think fish is probably a little bit better. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Determine the grams of protein per ounce, and you know per means divided by, so it's protein divided by ounces for each type of food. So this is the calculator section, so I'm going to pull up my calculator because that's going to be super helpful, right? So it says per, so let's find the amount of protein per ounce of hamburger. So we have 25.5 divided by, because that's what per means, 4.5, and I get a grand total of, I gotta write it down or else I'll forget, 5.6 repeating grams of protein per ounce. Well, let's check out the fish. So we have 32 grams of protein divided by 6 ounces. Ooh, look at that. The hamburger patty has a little bit more protein. And so this is fish, and this is hamburger. All right. For those people who've seen Pink Panther, that hamburger scene is great. I want to buy a hamburger. All right. The hamburger patty has approximately, look, it's right there. Look at that. It rounded to the nearest tenth. Fish has approximately. All right, so we're good. Moving on to the next problem. That was easy. A triangle has leg measures of, well, if it's a right triangle, my goodness, maybe I should just draw out the triangle. What do you think? It's a right triangle, and it has legs, so it's not the hypotenuse, 1.5 and 4.5. And then the legs of the triangle of a second triangle are proportional to the legs of the first. So I have, that means it is a similar figure, of course, because scale factor is a proportion, and so how many different ways can we use proportional? It's ridiculous. All right, which could be the lengths? Okay, so here's the thing. What did I multiply this number to get this? So I'm looking at side length ratios because I know that similar figures have the same side length ratios. Say, share with your sister. So 4.5 divided by 1.5 is 3. So the side length ratios have a scale factor of 3. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so that works. 5 times 3 is not 8, so that's no good. 3.5 times 3, nope, because 2 times 3.5. Okay. Times 3, nope. Times 3, so I actually have to multiply this out, right? I'm pretty sure it's going to work. But let's just double check. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. Hey, good job, Anya. You can help me with this math, Anya. My first grader is going to help me with the multiplication. 3 times 7?
21.
Plus 1? 21 plus 1?
21 plus 1, 22.
22. I have to carry the 2. 3 times 3?
9.
She knows it. What's 9 plus 2, Anya? That's easy. What is it? This is on the video, Anya. What's 9 plus 11?
11.
Sorry, 9 plus 2 is 11. She's giving me the evil eye, folks. Nothing cuter than a first grader giving their dad an evil eye. And so that works. Okay, so those two are similar, and we're good to go. All right, again, finding the side length ratios is key for that problem. All right, 2 down, a lot to go. All right. So Rebecca and Morgan are shopping at a store that sells jewelry, scarves, and purses. The cost of all the items at the store include tax. So we don't have to worry about tax because it's already included. Rebecca buys some scarves that cost $5 each and 2 purses. How many some? 2 purses that cost $12 each. The cost of Rebecca's total purchase is $39. So I have $39 is equal to 2 purses, that's $24, plus $5 times the number of scarves. All right. So then it says, write an equation that can be used to find n. Oh, that's wonderful. I already have it. Look at that. All right, so let's see what we got. So we have n for the number of scarves. That's the same as s, right? The scarves are $5 a piece, and that's why I'm multiplying them here. And then I am adding to it 24 because I'm buying 2 purses and they're $12 each. And I have a grand total of $39. So there's my equation. And then Megan buys 3 bracelets and 3 necklaces. Each bracelet costs $5. Morgan pays the clerk $40 and gets $4 and change. What is the cost in dollars of 1 necklace? Enter your answer. Okay, so she has 3. So she has 3 bracelets plus 3 necklaces. Each bracelet costs $5. So 3 times 5 plus 3 times n. All right, so that's $15 plus 3n. And that was a grand total of 40 minus 4, which is 36. Please get off the mouse, Anya. So minus 15 minus 15. This is just train tracks, folks. So I get 3. N is equal to 21. So that means n is equal to 7 because I divide both sides by 3. So I get n is equal to 7. And there you have it. Of course, that's not going to work. Moving on to number 4. If I was using the right tool, we'd be moving on to number 4. A teacher surveyed students in 4 classes to determine the location for a field trip. Each student chose only one location, and the table shows the number of students from each class who chose each location. Great. All right. And so we have the zoo, the museum, and the planetarium. Too bad the planetarium wasn't in the museum, because it is in Denver. Ha! All right. Determine the percent of students in each class who chose the museum. What is the order of the greatest to least in percents? Okay, so that's actually not too bad. We have our calculator, and so let's find the percent, and it is the percent of kids who want to go to the museum. So before I get going on my calculator, I need to figure out how many kids are in each class, right? So 10 plus 9 plus 8 is 27. 8 plus 11 plus 11, so 11 plus 11 is 22, that's 30. 12 plus 8 is 20, so that's 25. And then finally 6 plus 16, 16 is 24. So we need to divide this number by the number over here. So let's go ahead. So we have 9 divided by 27. Equals 1/3. So I'm going to clear that. Let's do 11 divided by 30. That's 36. Let's round out to 37%. So I should probably have that as 33%. All right, next one, do 8 divided by 25, get 32%. And then finally, I have 10 divided by 24. And that's, wow, that's a lot of kids who want to go to the museum. So that is a grand total of, let's round this, 42. Alright, so I'm going to move my 5-function calculator to the side. And so the class that wanted to go to the museum the most was class H. My calculator doesn't want to. Okay. Then the second most would be class F at 37%. Then class E, and then class G. There you go. The total number of students who chose the zoo is how many times greater, as great as the total number of students who chose the planetarium. All right. So let's figure out the total number who chose the zoo and the planetarium. So the zoo is, that's 20, 36. Here's the planetarium. So we have 16 plus 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. And it says the total number of students who chose the zoo is how many times greater. It's not a whole lot greater here, folks, is it? But they want us to figure that out. So in other words, they're saying 32 times something is going to equal 36. Well, how do I figure that out? I divide by 32, divide by 32, and so I get 36 divided by 32. I get 1.125, and so that's what I have to go in your answer blank. 1.125. Alright, I'm going to do one or two more and then call it quits. Oh my goodness. Alright, Chris made at least one error as she found the values of this expression. Yikes, that's ugly. Identify the steps in which Chris made her first error. After identifying the step with the first error, write the correct steps and find the correct answer. So the easiest thing here to do is just to do the stinking problem, right? So let's rewrite the problem because that's what good students do. So we have 2 times negative 20 plus 3, and this is just a fancy parenthesis. Get off my mouse. Plus, I'm gonna run out of room. Alright, so I have to do what's inside these parentheses first. So, 4/5 times 20. Well, what goes into 4 and 20? You can cross-reduce first. It's the easiest way to do this. So 4 goes into 20, negative 20, negative 5 times. So we get negative 25 here, because 5 times negative 5 is negative 20. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 50 divided by 5 is 10, so we get 20 here. So we get... So I'm going to rewrite everything else that I have not done yet. Alright, so how did we do over here? We did pretty good. We're matching. That's convenient. Alright, so then the next step okay, this is where I made a mistake. You cannot put these together in here because the 2 is being multiplied by 20. The 3 is being multiplied by negative 25. By doing this, you're saying that 2 is being multiplied by that negative 25, and this 3 is being multiplied by this negative 20. So I'd find that I don't like that. So let's go ahead and multiply everything else ourselves. So 2 times negative 20 is negative 40. 3 times negative 25 is negative 75. 5 times 20 is 100. That's a positive 100. And 4 times 50 is 200. So obviously I should have that written down here. So then let's go left to right here. Negative 40 minus 75 is going to be negative 115 plus 100 plus 200. This here is 300. So subtract 115 from 300. I have to borrow, so this is 9 and this is 1. So that's 5, that's 8, that's 2, so the answer is 285. And so all of this work here goes in here. So actually that wasn't too bad. It's thinking about getting more. Alright, I'll do one last one and then I'll call it quits, because I'm done. Alright, point P is plotted on the number line. Oh, it's at 2.5. Point Q is the opposite of point. Determine the location of point Q. Well, the opposite is just the negative, right? So it's negative 2.5. Because the opposites just simply mean that they are two numbers that are equidistant from 0 from each other. And so it's just, yeah, that's pretty simple. So it's negative 2.5. All right. Part B. Point S is located at 5/4 on the number line. A student claims the location of point S is to the right of point P on the number line. Explain why this. Okay, I really hope at this point in your life you're able to locate points on a number line. So if this is point S, so point S, okay, sorry, that's not point S. Okay, 5/4 on the number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's S. And the student claims it's located to the right. No, it's to the left, because 4/5 is less than 2.5. And 2.5, if you were to convert it into fourths, I mean 2 is 8/4 plus 2 more, so that's 10/4. 10/4 is twice as big as 5/4. Right, in an inequality. Okay, so then my inequality is simply going to say that, I'm going to write it in this box, that S is less than P because 5/4 is less than 10/4, which is equal to 2.5. That's pretty much all you need to do.